So many people are looking for different things to go and have a side thing going on, because once you've been used to staying home, you have your routine down, and now all of a sudden you're finding yourself having to get up in the morning, dealing with the traffic. And I'm quite sure we're not the only ones where traffic is crazy around different times of the day. It normally would take you 10, 15 minutes. Now it's taking you a whole half hour, 40 minutes. And oh my goodness, don't let there be an accident. So now that 15 minutes now turns into an hour. So a lot of people are liking the idea of working from home, doing Zoom presentations. And that's what we want to do. We want to reach out to folks, however you feel comfortable doing that. So you could send them a message through Facebook. People do that. Social media, Instagram, whatever works for you, or just sending them a text directly to their phone and say, hey, I saw that things are happening. Was checking on you, seeing if you're all safe and squared away. If not, Surge is still here. And especially for folks who jumped out and kind of wondering, boy, if I can get back, how can I get back? Do I have to pay the $500 again, or can I just reactivate with a 1 monthly fee? Everybody's out there asking those questions. And so when people come to your mind, reach out to them and just say hi. And answer your phone. A lot of people are like, I'm not answering that phone. Answer your phone and say hello, because it's easy to say not now or no, I'm not talking, and just hang up. Because I do get a lot of different type of solicitors calling me. I thought it was so funny the other day. This guy called. He actually said, "You have won $7,000 a month for the rest of your life." I was like, okay, yeah, that's a scam. Bye. And I just hung up. And so, but it could have been somebody reaching out saying, I saw your thing on Facebook, or I saw something here and there. So you never know who it is calling. And if it's something crazy, it's something you don't want to deal with, it's easy to just say no and hang up. So you don't have to worry, or just don't be taken by some crazy things. I thought it was interesting. I received one of those texts that they were talking about where they say the UPS has a package for you, but they need more information from you in order to deliver it. Well, I just deleted it. And a couple of days later, I see something on the news where people are being scammed by that. No, I didn't order a UPS package. And if somebody did send me something UPS and it's not going to get to me, it'll go back to them. They can contact me. I can give them the information that they need, and then it come on here. So if you think about things like that, and if you're not familiar, just hang up. I mean, we get calls. Just the other day, for example, a New York City number popped up, and I thought, well, I have family in New York City. I have a couple of friends that I've met that live in New York City. I said, okay, I'll answer the phone. And it was a gentleman who I think he was working with something that Rick is doing. So I was able to give the phone to Rick. And of course, they both went back and forth trying to sell each other on their different programs. But don't be afraid. You'd be surprised when people are calling. They're calling because they're listening. They're looking for something. They're looking for something. I know a few years back, different solicitors would call wanting people to buy this or buy that or whatever the case may be. And a couple of times Rick talked to them and they were like interested in Surge because they didn't like what they were doing for their telemarketing. So you never know how you're going to meet somebody, what it's going to turn out to be. So you definitely want to keep an open mind and be prepared to just, talk to folks and say hi to people and not be afraid or wondering why no one's talking to you. Well, if you're not showing yourself to be welcoming and open to different conversations or just to say hi to people, then everybody calls it different things. It could be the spirit, or it could be, you know, what you're projecting out, your aura, your energy. You know, everybody has a different title for it, but it's really how you feel too about yourself. So, and you want to treat, and we were having a conversation the other day, you want to treat people the way you want to be treated. And then people's self-talk is so not negative. And also the way you treat yourself. You want to make sure you treat yourself well, because when you treat yourself well, you will treat someone else well. So all of that kind of just goes around and around in a circle, and it always comes back to you. So if you're not where you want to be, then you need to figure out what's going on and how do I change me for the better. You don't have to settle. You deserve it all. You deserve whatever you want Surge365 to give you or to be. You deserve it. It's yours. It's how you think about it and how you perceive yourself. So like you can start off with the, I always find a great parking space. I always win things. Our affirmations are so positive, and people kind of let it go to the wayside. But affirmations will be exactly what you need to get you to your next level. I meet people all the time. Everyone I meet want to hear about Surge365. They want to join. They want to be a part of it. So it's all on how you look at it and how you project what's going on. And if you have people in your family, they're not changing. They're not changing. It makes me smile because we are so close to family, cousins. I mean, just right in the heart of it, right? And they are all so set in their ways. They are not changing. And we're getting ready, and I'm looking forward to it. As soon as it happens, I will definitely figure out a way to get on that flight. But they're going to start doing direct flights out of here right over to Bermuda. And I thought, oh, that'll be so fun to do that and find a nice resort, a straight flight over, because right now, I don't know if it's because of where we're located or whatever, but every flight seems to have a layover. And I love direct flights. I like to get on and get off and be where I'm going. But here, no, I have to go to Atlanta or Charlotte to get a straight flight out. Atlanta has great straight flights, direct flights, I should say, to Cancun and Jamaica and all those great places. But for here, no, gotta be. So it's gonna be interesting. And I share it with family and friends. Oh, so you flying? I'm like, oh, yeah, you're flying. And they don't want to do it. They'll rather drive 18, 24 hours to get to where they want to be before they fly. So you're going to meet people like that. People who are afraid to do different things. And it's okay. But we have Amtrak. People do road trips. There's everything for everybody. And then you have folks now, oh, I don't think I feel comfortable leaving the country. Okay, fine. You know how many beautiful states there are here in the USA. You know how many people fly here to see what we don't even try to take advantage of. We're a road trip away. We're one flight away from beautiful places that people fly all from around the world to come and see. So instead of us thinking that, oh, we have to fly everywhere, blah, blah, blah. No, people come here, find out what the place is. I saw this one thing on Instagram. I wish I had copied it. I'm quite sure it'll pop up again. But it was showing all the different states and cities in the US that are like different countries. They have the same type of season and terrain and, you know, just everything that like are in different countries. And then they have where you would think you were in Switzerland because of the way the houses are. And that's because people from Switzerland came and found that area, felt like home, and made it home. So there's so many different things to do here. And so people are still flying, people are still traveling, people are still going to weddings and, sad to say, funerals and just family reunions, different things. People are still doing it. So just think about being creative on how you can reach out to folks. Folks still getting married. still having divorce parties and divorce celebrations. I mean, it's all still going on, and people are still flying. You get on a flight, it's packed, so there's no saving a seat. And I think I did mention a couple of weeks ago, thinking about this, that Southwest is going to start charging for their bags. I don't know if I mentioned it or put it on our post, but come May, I think it was May 23rd or 28th, something like that. From that point on, any flights that you book, Southwest will be charging for bags. And then I saw another ad that Frontier for the summer is not going to be charging for bags. So I'm quite sure they're going to try to pick up the different people that fly Southwest, that's what they really love, the idea that they don't have to pay for their luggage. So everybody has something going on to pique your interest. Another thing I thought was cool, if you're flying Delta pilots, they have trading cards. And so if you're walking on Delta and you know how the door to the cockpit is open and there's a stewardess standing there or flight attendant, just ask, does your pilot have trading cards? And they'll come out and give you trading cards. And the trading cards are pretty cool. So people are collecting those, so there's so many different things that we have going on, not to mention all the different training we have with Travmanity for the different hotels and all that stuff. And you don't have, just do something an hour, just do something that makes you, that you like doing. If it's cruising, if it's a favorite hotel, their favorite airlines, go find out more about it. I know one of my things is I want to be a Delta Diamond, right? A Delta Diamond, my goodness, you have to have, I don't know, thousands and thousands of miles. And I have a friend, he's more like a nephew. I've known him since he was born, literally. And he has a high position in Delta. And we got together, I forget what event we were at together. And I said, now, Jamal, I need to be a diamond. And he knew exactly what I was talking about. He started laughing. And he was like, oh, I don't know, Miss Brenda, I can't even get to be a diamond because you have to do this, this, and that. And so it was fun to talk to him because that's his airline. He loves it. And I don't know what his position is, but I see a lot of ads and he's in them. And he's talking to different celebrities who are endorsed or who are the spokesperson for Delta. But I tell him, I want to be a diamond because when you're a diamond, you fly first class, you don't pay for your luggage, you get all these perks, you get to hang out at the Delta Club regardless of having a membership. It's just so many different, and you don't have to worry. I thought this was cool, pretty nice. And when you fly first class, I don't know why I'm going here, but when you fly first class, you don't have to worry about the weight of your luggage. You don't have to worry about the weight of your luggage when you fly first class. So if you're flying first class and your luggage is 60 pounds, they just throw it on there. They don't even, say, okay, you have to pay extra. No, or you got to take some stuff out of here for that. No, not when you fly first class. So I thought that was really cool. So all the little things that you learn, because learning to me is something that you just have to do. You have to keep that brain moving. You have to constantly be learning different things. So I really love learning little things. It's like a trivia thing I like to do. It's where you just learn little things that, it's like, it's nice to know, but it's really not going to go here and there. But you'd be surprised when you're in a conversation with someone and you have these small little nuggets that because you bothered to read an article or you heard something, or you absorbed some kind of information, and now you know this. So do different things like that and find yourself talking to people about their likes and their dislikes, because I've read so many times how much people love to talk about themselves. So get people in conversation, find out what they want, find out what their goals are, and even though this is here nor there, but I was looking at this one thing where it was talking about when you're talking to a child and you don't ask them, what are you going to do when you grow up? Because they really don't have the concept of growing up. What am I going to do? But if you ask them questions like, what do you like to do? What do you have fun doing? You know, then they can start thinking, oh yeah, I like to do this. I like to do that. So it's the way you talk to them. And that's the same thing with adults. You have to know exactly who you're talking to and how to ask questions to get out what they want to say. And I was watching something else. I thought it was really interesting. This officer was, I don't talk about my personal life at work. And it's like, okay, I can understand that. But then you had this other officer who was chatty, loved to talk about everything. But the one officer was like, nope, not talking about my personal life, blah, blah, blah. So she looks over and she sees that the other police officer has a picture of a dog on their phone. And so she said, oh, is that your dog? And yes, I have a dog. Oh, I love dogs. So voila, the conversation starts. You don't want to talk about anything personal, but you like dogs. So you're willing to start talking to me about dogs. So that's just a small little illustration, you know.
Brenda, this is Darlene.
Yes, go right ahead. Go ahead, honey.
Do you watch Elsbeth?
Yes.
I did too. I love that show.
That was one of her episodes.
That was one of her episodes. And that's exactly what happened because the officer was not engaging at all. But as soon as she saw a picture of the dog, then she's ready to start laughing and talking. And see, Darlene, that's what I do. I get little things like that, even though that was on a show and you watch it, so you saw it and you knew what I was talking about. But that's what I mean about people. If you find out what they like, they're willing to talk. So now she's willing to meet with her and walk the dog, and you know, and before you know it, she'll start loosening up and talking. And that's what everybody. That's what everybody.
That is so true.
It is. It really is. All you have to do is just find that one thing that people like to talk about, and when you do, you're in there. It's like, oh great, we have something to start on. So yeah, that is Elvis. That comes on Paramount.
I'm with y'all. I watched that show too. It's so funny and cute.
I know, and I love her outfit. I love it. It makes me smile. And see, okay, honey, I will. And that's what I mean about what you're letting in. I like shows like that makes me smile, make me laugh. And it's like, are you kidding me? How do you figure that out? I like the way they bring it together. But yeah, that is a really good show. And again, I put on there on our group page that if you go into your back office about the convention that's happening in August of this year, the rate now, it's called the best rate, and it is $100 for the primary SBA, and then you can bring a secondary on for just $50. So right now you can come to this convention in August for $150 for the two of you. If you wait till April 1st, the price now changes to $150 for the primary SBA, and then again $50 for your secondary. If you wait till, I think July, I think it was in June. Well, July is the last time. By the time July hits, you won't be able to get any more tickets, I guess. It's going to have a cutoff. So after April or June, I didn't go that far down because I was like, nope, I'm getting my tickets now. It goes to $200 for the primary SBA, and again, $50 for the secondary. So if you were able to get your convention tickets now, you're saving probably about $150 if you're able to get it now, because even the 10th year anniversary was $150 per person. So that was $300. So this, I think, is really a nice deal that they have for the convention coming up in August. So if you're planning on going and you can, make sure you get your tickets for that before this month is out, March. And then that way you'll be getting the best rate. And it should be fun. It has a list of, in the back office, it tells you what's going on that Friday and that Saturday. I think Friday is when they're going to have an awards banquet, and they'll be giving out awards. So it should be fun. We enjoyed the 10th anniversary. That was a lot of fun. It was great seeing people that you hadn't seen in years. And then Laura Cross, I haven't seen her since she moved away in Colorado. I think it was in 2021 or 2022. I'm not sure. So it was great to sit with her and laugh and talk with her and catch up. So it's always fun to go to things like that if you can, and just have a great time.
This
I
is
know
going to be an interesting one.
Are you going to share about Wednesday night or speak to
Yeah,
that?
I'll share a little bit. I was on the on Delby's call Wednesday. Every Wednesday, Delby Santiago, Vice President for International, does a breakdown of the compensation plan. And it's so powerful. I mean, it's so exciting. It's so motivating. We had about 48 plus people on there last night, and it's just so much excitement. And the company Surge365 is in momentum. Do not miss this. Find out what your place is. And that's like you were saying, whether it be through affirmations, whether it be through just meditating, what is your place? What is your position right now in Surge365? The fact that you are in place is a big deal. One of the things that Delby mentioned, and we always try to pull out of Delby like we used to pull out of Coach announcements, upcoming this, that, and the other. And he shared something yesterday. And the directors all knew, so they were kind of just laughing and, I'm glad you're saying it, not me, kind of deal. And he didn't give a lot of details, but he talked about something. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay.
Yes.
He
Yes.
talked about something they're doing called the power line. And he said, now, we're not the first company that has done this.
Rick?
We're doing it the right way.
Hey, Rick?
Yes.
Remember he said, now when they mention it, pretend like you never heard it before.
Darling, you was on last night?
Yes, I was.
Wasn't that amazing?
Yes.
And so at the convention, play like you never, like when Chris mentions it, oh my gosh, really? And without going into, because we don't know the details, but what he shared was they're doing something called the power line, where your position coming into the company makes a difference of the people that are before you when you come in and the people that are behind you when you come in. That position is so critical. And that if you have anybody who needs to reactivate, they need to reactivate, because when they reactivate, looking at this power line concept, which is a single line structure that we get paid on everybody in the company, kind of like ambassadors, I was thinking, but where we get paid on us, you and I get paid on everybody in the company for different things that happen on a monthly basis. Based on they call it the power line, a single line structure, where they look at the activity that has happened over that month and we get paid on it. And that's so, everybody was like, what? Oh my gosh. We make money from everyone in the company on a monthly basis based on this thing called the power line, single line structure. And so if you've got people that need to reactivate, just be active. Be in the company and be active. They need to do that. They need to be in position, because that's a locked in position. And for people who are on the fence, getting ready to come in, they need to come on board and be in position when we implement this power line, that's a locked in position. That's a locked in position. And so everybody was just, man. But the camaraderie, the family, that we have in our company, of the people, and this is one of the things we always talk about when we're on these calls, is that people in this company last. They last because we've got a good deal going. We've got great leadership. We've got a great family. We've got a great compensation. We've got a great product. We got the vortex. We've got the membership. We've got the travel agency. We've got the 7-day vacation stay. We've got the residual income. We've got the bonuses. We've got the commission. We've got it all. Now, I know, Darlene, you was really excited when we did the AI thing. I don't know
Yes.
if anybody, so Darlene, should I blow them away?
Yes, sir.
What you think? Think I should blow them away with the AI thing?
Definitely.
Okay. So Delby mentioned, and he showed us. And if you are, I'm gonna share my screen. And I'm gonna show you, but first I'll tell you. Okay. So what Delby said, then you're gonna love this. He said, if you go into, and I don't know if you've ever gone to chatgpt.com, right? AI. Really, that's just one, but pretty much any AI, artificial intelligence. But chatgpt.com is a big one. And so Delby said, if you put in, of course, you gotta set the parameters, the boundaries. And I'm going to show you while I tell you. I actually wrote it out. I actually printed it out. And let's see here. Hold on. Now, if you are real time on Zoom, you can see what I just posted. So what Delby said, if you put in ChatGPT and ask it to do, talking about our compensation plan, a comparative analysis of the 20 best compensation plans in network marketing 2025. With these being the evaluation criteria: the type of plan, binary, unilevel, hybrid, stair-step, matrix, different types of plans out there. The real payout percentage on sales, the residual and leadership bonuses, the qualification requirements and sustainability, ease of duplication for the average affiliate, non-monetary incentives such as travel, lifestyle bonuses, rewards, innovation, and global growth potential. Now, if you notice in there, I didn't say anything about Surge. But let's say you take this and put it in a chat GPT. So I asked the question and it came up with the top 20 compensation plan analysis. Surge365 was number one. Why is that? Because of the plan type. It's a hybrid. Basically you get paid on what you do. Here was the big deal. The percentage payout was up to 80%, industry leading. The bonuses, the monthly lifestyle bonuses, residual income, the qualifications, low barrier to entry, accessible to average affiliates, the duplication and ease, high, no physical inventory required, incentives, travel perks, customer discounts, anniversary trips, global growth, strong, continuous global travel, and the demand. So the verdict was best in class payout with a strong global appeal and ease of duplication. And of course, Amway was actually number two. And then number three was Herbalife, and on to the top 20, Isogenics. But we came out number one.
Mhm.
We came out actually number
That's
one
pretty cool.
on an AI chat GPT search. When you look at what we have now, that's not even considering our travel side of the business. That's just sharing the opportunity. That's just the network marketing. Let me share this opportunity. Word of mouth advertising, circle of friends advertising, and not even considering the vortex, not considering the travel agency, not considering the membership, 7-day rewards trip. Ladies and gentlemen, we blow everybody out of the water, with what we have. Now, I did the same analysis against other companies, Travel Gig. And Travel Gig was along the same lines as Planet Net. No one even comes close to us. No one in the industry, and we're not even talking just travel. You saw us at the top. You had Amway, you had Melaleuca, you had all ACN, you had all up the top 20 network marketing companies that here we are, Surge365. And so Delby shared that yesterday, and he shared those results that I just kind of shared, the second time here, because that's what we were so excited about. When you could say ChatGPT or Copilot using the same criteria, do a comparative analysis using these parameters and see what happens. When you can put that out in the AI world and get those kinds of responses, that kind of a response, you're on to something big. So combine that with the fact that the company is in momentum. The time that we have been waiting for all these years, we're right here, right now, at this moment, where it's an $11.1 trillion industry, where 9 billion people were locked down, recovering from COVID, now all wanting to travel, where you're actually in Team Get, you are in the right place at the right time. Now, I'm going to show you a couple more things, and then I'm going to turn it back over to you, Brenda. You heard me mention Surge365, the product that we sell, the product that we share is the travel technology package. No one in the industry has this kind of package that has under its umbrella the travel agency, the vortex, the membership. Nobody out there has this as a package. They will either have some kind of whatever travel agency only, wholesale membership only. Of course, nobody has the vortex because that's a proprietary exclusive that we have. Who gives you access to the profits of an industry that it makes Expedia billions of dollars? The Expedia group, or the Booking group, Booking.com. Booking.com actually bought Priceline. And so now it's the Booking group, which includes Booking.com, Priceline, and all the others that were in there. I think Kayak and all those. But who gives you access to those profits? We're on a divine mission where Scott was able to work with the previous company and we created the vortex. That's a Surge365 legacy company creation, where we get the deep discount rates with the wholesale product. What if we have a person who does not want to do network marketing? How can they make money? Okay, with the big wholesale discounts, let's see if we can not make that so steep, but pay up to 60% in there and then pay the owner of the vortex 100% of whatever is saved. Now you got someone who may not want to do network marketing. They've got a link that they can give out complimentary. People can book on that link. It's going to save them money, not the whole wholesale savings, but it'll save them up to 60% off the lowest internet price, and then pay them 100% of whatever is saved. So if they save $100, if that customer with this free link saves $100, pay them $100. And they can give out unlimited, really 10,000, but they can multiply that out. But They can give out unlimited vortex links, to friends and family and strangers and put it on social media. You see, and that's why we were saying that this is a great fundraising tool for the vortex. And so that organization, that church, that business turn travel expenses into revenue, can give out that free vortex link, personal, private, discount travel booking portal. Customers book, travel, and save. You earn when the customers save. Imagine a church doing that and giving that link out. And people saying, hey, I can have my own personal private discount travel portal that I can come to again and again. There's no blackout dates. Over the course of the year, for the summer, for fall break, for yeah. And I can use it, and I can log into it, and it's private and it's personal to me. Yeah. Imagine a church giving that out to all the members, and the members giving out that free portal to all their friends and family, and putting it on social media, and people booking on that link. And when they book, it saves them up to 60% over the Expedia, Booking.com price. And then the owner of the vortex, whether it be the church, an organization, whether it be a business, whether it be a school, earning 100% of what's saved, corporate earnings of 100% of what's saved. And not only that, but earning reward credits. For every dollar spent, it's like 2 to 3 reward credits also rolling back. So not only do you have the money rolling back, you got reward credits rolling back. Right? What a tool! And then to add that to a compensation plan that's number 1 of the top 20. You do an AI search, it comes out number 1 of the top 20 network marketing compensation plans out there. So you add that compensation plan with the travel product, ooh, get ready. At some point, the eyes are going to come open. And so you are in the right place, definitely at the right time. I'm going to show you one other thing. First of all, any questions or comments?
I just want to say that I have used the ChatGPT, and it was introduced to us through the business portion of the Urban League. So they're really having us practice and using it and everything. And it really does spit out a lot of information about whatever you're looking up or want to know about. And so it's been kind of fun because it kind of eased my mind a little bit about using AI, because AI is a lot of people are kind of leery about it, whether they want to use it or not. But just getting that practice with it has made me feel a little bit more confident. And we even looked up travel agent and what it does, and a home-based business, and it gave a whole bunch of stuff. So it is fun to work with and everything. And that is a plus to see that it's saying that Surge is number 1 in all the compensation and everything.
Isn't that something?
So I'm impressed with it. Yes.
I think it's just amazing that when Delby did that yesterday, I just went, what? And of course, I said, okay, let me try. And so last night I did, and I went, what? Of all the information out there, all the companies, all the compensation plans, and online, and how AI can go out, and like you're saying, and look at the information that's out there that we have no idea where it is, but AI knows. Man, that's kind of scary too, but and so, but when you look at that,
Yes.
you go, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's something else. What you're seeing, if you're looking now, is a flyer that I put together that I'm actually giving out to different organizations that are looking at working with adults and young adults and providing employment opportunities, vocational opportunities, training in hospitality and tourism. And so if you can see the screen, you'll see exciting new careers from home. Unlock your digital potential, discover an exciting global career in hospitality and tourism. And it talks about becoming a Disney travel agent, Holy Land tours, and family reunions. And I have a couple other things in there that that are really big in the Latin community that I actually have on another version of the flyer. Legoland specialist, wedding destination specialist. This is vocational training. And you heard me mention, I believe, I don't know if it was last week, but neurodiversity is a big deal. And in working with Mary Stanley, who is an expert in neurodiversity, and we're working with her with Surge, now we're talking neurodiversity travel. Neurodiversity travel. What are the special needs that need to be met, for families? And we're teaching families how to travel. And we're putting together group trips of families with, with that population, diversity population, showing them how to travel and the special ways that they can travel and the different programs out there that, for example, Carnival Cruise has a whole program, neurodiversity. We're working with the industry and consultant to the industry because, of course, real-time experience in working with the families and people raising families. When you go to the industry, here's what we need, whether it be the lights, whether it be the smells, whether it be, being on the first floor instead of the third floor, in case, energy needs to be let out, people aren't being disturbed. What can I do? And so when we're doing those hotel inspections or those ship inspections, as a neurodiversity specialist, travel specialist, we're able to provide information to the industry. You may want to look at this, or you may want to consider that. These are careers that we're inventing as travel specialists. We talk about emergency management. And there are courses online, FEMA courses, different courses you can take to become an emergency management specialist. One of the biggest deals of that is travel and being people that have been displaced, and they need to find hotels. They need to find, transportation. They have the different needs that connect in the travel industry. Well, through Surge365, through Travemanity, we connect to the entire travel industry, right? And so a person can carve who they want to be, what they want to be, what they want to do, how they want to do it, who they want to cater to. And so we're talking to folks, I was talking to the lady that Brenda had mentioned. She's a wedding destination specialist. And she used to be an OTA, outside travel agent. Then she opened up her own company. But I was telling her about the Vortex, and she was saying, man, that would be nice for the people that I don't have to book travel for. We have a tool that you can use to create Fortune Favors the Bold, that you will have the authority and the access to create whatever is in your imagination. And no one says, no, you can't do that. Like Coach says, if it ain't right, don't do it. If it ain't true, don't say it. With that as a guide, you're waiting for something that only you can say yes or no to. If you'll notice me, I keep moving. I keep moving. I take information. Brenda says, you get information, you learn information, you share information. You get information, you learn. That's why we're the number one earners in Surge 365, right? That's why regardless of title, you see what Brenda and I do. And that's because no one is in a position to tell you no but you, as long as it's, right and ethical. And so we ask, what do you have the imagination to do? Now, of course, this comes down to the person. What do you have the courage to do? Because there's no doors. It's an open door. You're not waiting for someone, it's imaginary to think that you're waiting for someone to tell you to do something. We share on Thursdays, we give you ideas. Like today, you got a lot of ideas. And even with me just sharing with you. But there's nobody that's saying, no, you can't do that, right? What do you mean? You can't do that. You know, no. What is in dream? Dream big and include others. What is in your imagination to do? What is in your imagination to do? To think. You have a skill set. A person may say, man, I just love doing weddings. Well, become a wedding destination travel specialist. Well, I just love, here's a personal thing that I've been going through, and there's a whole community out there that's going through the same thing. Well, become that plus travel specialist, right? The travel specialist, you can create and put anything on the front end of that. Brenda will tell you the things that I'm doing with these major folks that I'm working with, and I'm putting travel specialists on the end of all the things that they're doing, right? At that level. And I'm like, oh, yeah, travel specialist. And it's funny to me because, see, everybody on this call is being uniquely prepared for such a time as now that Surge, you understand it better than anybody out there. And now, you've got a need that is building up with all these folks being displaced and moved. And like Glenn said, who moved my cheese? All this happening. And I'm going to close with this. It's my second close, right, Brenda? You have this at your disposal. And if you're on Zoom, you see the goteamget.com website. How do you learn? How do you learn? If you can learn by going to this site and just scrolling through, this is the presentation tab. Presentation in English, presentation in Spanish, wealth creating and career opportunities tab. Good information. Onboarding new SBAs. As the rush of new SBAs comes on board, you can bring them here. There's vision worksheet planning. Our 10th anniversary, I got to take that out. You've got what is network marketing for people who want to know what network marketing is. And you've got, some of the earners in here. And Mariano, Glenn and Chantel. And so you've got information for new people coming on board. What do they need to do? Come here and walk them through. Let them watch the training SBA video. Let them download the game plan. You go through that with them. You got all the information. How do they share the opportunity? Schedule and orientation. Get off to a fast start. You go through here first. Be in training to be that leader. Invite contacts to the presentations on Tuesday and Thursday and the ones that we have. But go through and take a look at when a new person comes on board. I don't have to know everything. I can run them through here, but you go through and you learn it. You go to the membership tab and you learn what the membership is all about and the concierge service. And you can download the members guide, a little outdated, but good information. Go to the Vortex tab and learn what the Vortex is all about. See, this is something within our power. Vortex owners earn 100% of customer savings. Here is an example of a marketing campaign for the Vortex that you can download, okay? Why is that Vortex important? From a customer's advantage. Go take a look. The travel agency, Trapmanity, come here. Take a look at what they need to know. All the travel services that need to get to market, right? And launching your Trapmanity business. Now, here's something I want to show you, what we just did and how quickly we acquire information. Surge365, you just saw that. If you're looking, ask AI, ChatGPT. Do a comparative analysis using these evaluation criteria. You do that. Come here and then copy and paste this evaluation criteria in ChatGPT or Copilot, see what comes up. And the results are in. And you saw the results. Surge365, best-in-class payout with strong global appeal, ease of duplication. And come down here and you can look at when a new person comes on board, what do they want to do? Getting started. Sponsor 5, earn $500, right? Bring 5 folks in. That's 5 sales of the technology package. You're going to make $500, achieve 3 and free, where that $99 is waived. That's the starting point for everybody. Take a look at this video, Charles Nicholson, and he goes through the same thing. Start with those 5, get the $500 bonus, 3 and free, and you're good to go. And then you come here, you got it in, Mariano. And that's a great picture, you Mariano. El Señor. And you got the presentation in Spanish. And Mariano, as you guys know, he's here to talk to anybody that you have. If you have somebody who want English or Spanish, he's here to talk to them. And you have this information here. 7-day reward trip. Oh, I don't know what that is. Well, come here and take a look and see, right? Healing Nations with Vacations. Take a look and see. And then the webinars and calls that we do. Delby's call on Wednesday. He's been doing it every Wednesday, and this is where he gave us information. He breaks down the compensation plan. You got Charles Nicholson. You got Brenda and I, our call on Thursday. I put Charles's Tuesday up there. You got ours on Thursday, like tonight. And, we got all the different calls. A Thursday call, Juliet's call, Travmanity's call, Bond's call. And when the corporation, oh, by the way, Delby said there's going to be a corporate call next week. And so you'll get more information on that. And then Brenda and I, #1 earners in Surge365. You got information on us and all that we do. And you can subscribe to the newsletter. I'll be sending one out here shortly. We got a mind movie. We're creating what you're seeing. Brenda talks about affirmations. What are your affirmations? But anyhow, so let's see who's this. Mariano coming back. Okay. And so back to you, Brenda. Any questions or anything from anyone?
I do have
Great.
a quick question. You mentioned about emergency travel, and I just happen to be you said FEMA, but I happen to be taking a class on CERT, which is Community Emergency Emergency Response Training. So I was just wondering, how would that relate?
Ooh, that's
FEMA,
good stuff.
FEMA are going out for emergency situations. So then, are you talking about travel for them getting to where they got to go urgently?
Yes. So emergency management, and you're right, that occurs at the national level, international level, and you're looking at it at the community level. The courses that you're taking, that's it right there. So the people in that course, if they have, this is like a marketing tool for you, because you are, whatever that acronym was, travel specialist, right? And you may even get up some time. What is it?
CERT, C-E-R-T.
CERT. And so, CERT. So I am a CERT travel specialist. And they're gonna be like, what is that? So it connects. See, the thing is, we connect to the travel industry to do whatever we want in the travel industry. So as part of the contingency plan for CERT, if there are people that are displaced because of whatever community, whatever disaster, whatever the case may be, I can get them into hotels. I can block rooms with hotels. If we need to fly them somewhere, I can help fly them somewhere. If we need to, because there's a mass that have been affected, save them money where they can self-book to get into their own hotel, I've got a complimentary link, a discount link that I can give them where they can actually now get into a hotel and save on the rates. with the vortex. You see what I mean? And so
Yes.
a person can declare themselves, because nobody's going to declare it for you, but a person can declare themselves a CERT travel specialist. How bold is that, right?
Yeah. So then I would need to be, because you're saying use the vortex to help them self-book their own hotels, and then I would be calling in to block hotels. I could call in and block hotels.
Whatever they need. So you already
Okay.
have access to any and everything in the travel industry. Now you're just looking to see what are the needs. Like I just gave examples, but there's so many more examples. You may have, how do we help the people that have physical disabilities get around? See, I'm a scoot around specialist, special needs at sea specialist. I can get them the motor scooters. You know what I mean? So to CERT, you can provide, access to the motor scooters, to oxygen, to canes, to wheelchairs. People may be injured. I can get wheelchairs. So you're looking at your travel business as a tool that you have access to everything. So now when you're looking at CERT, what is the disaster? Well, even just anticipating what some of the needs are. Like in class, you may say something may happen where people need wheelchairs. I can get them wheelchairs. I can get them oxygen. I can get them canes, as a contingency. You're looking at it as a contingency plan and the access that you have to meet any contingency. If they need to get in hotels, we can save them money, or I can block rooms. You're creating something, right? And you being a nurse, I can even provide them care.
Oh, yes. Right, yes. That's
So,
all included.
all inclusive. So that's one of the things when I see Surge, it gives me the power to create something that does not exist. Like nobody can tell you to do this or not to because they don't even know what you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then with you being like a serious nurse and the capabilities that you have, like you have talents and skills combined with travel and combined with being a CERT that is so far beyond what people even understand. Like they couldn't even figure you out. It's like you have access to all of it. Not only are you a nurse, but you have access to get people in rooms and cars and vans and buses.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, it's coming together.
You have no limits except your own imagination. And that's everybody on this call. You have no limits except your own imagination to create whatever you can see. And whatever you can see, you can have. Back to you, Brenda. Brenda, I think you're mute.
All right, there you go. Anybody else? Well, we always have great calls packed with information. So all I can say is, did anybody else want to ask a question or make a comment?
Yeah, I just want to say sorry for jumping off the call. I hit the wrong button. But anyway, thanks for the acknowledgement on the pick.
Okay.
Hey, Mariano, the most important thing, did you see your youthful picture?
I can't see it on the phone, but I'll go ahead and look at it when I get home.
On the Team Get website, I showed you a youthful picture on the Team Get website.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Thanks.
All righty.
You're going to Hollywood.
That was a great call. We were in transition over here, but fantastic information, and we got it all. We'll be re-listening to it. What a fantastic team we have. Back to you, Brenda.
Hey, Glenn, wasn't that something on the search? On AI?
Absolutely.
I was blown away yesterday. I got to tell you, I was totally blown away.
Wow. Well, you guys know what I love to say because we can chat all day. but I love to say that we are the most trusted travel team in Surge365. We are winners. Look forward to seeing you on the call tonight. Everyone have a great rest of your day, and we'll be seeing you on the beaches of the world. All righty, bye-bye now.
Adios.